Chapter 148, I'll wait for you on the Longhu list too. How are your injuries? Kuishi took the initiative to ask Zutui. It shouldn't be serious. My chest hurts. At most, my ribs are fractured. Zutui had used his introspection just now to check. There were indeed slight fractures in a few of his ribs. The places that were hit by the arrows were extremely normal. You're even stronger than I thought. You're only a freshman. You're quite strong. Kuishi looked at Zutun and said, I want to fight you too. However, not today. As soon as he said that, Chai Zhao was about to flare up again. He thought that Kuishi was going to fight Zutui now. Wasn't that bullying? However, Kuishi's last sentence made Chai Zhao speechless. Alright, I'll come and look for you after I become a freshman, Zutui said. Kuishi was stunned. He understood that Zutui wanted to challenge him on the Longhu list. He suddenly laughed. You have guts. Alright, then I, a second-year tiger, will wait for you on the Longhu list. The tendons in Tao Guan's left hand have been completely severed. It will take at least 6 days for him to recover. It will take at least 10 days for him to fully unleash his strength. He would not be able to participate in the actual combat exchange with the India sector tomorrow. However, Tao Guan held a very important position in tomorrow's actual combat exchange. Do you dare to come forward? If you are willing, leave the rest to me. I am the captain of the combat exchange team tomorrow. Kuishi suddenly extended an invitation to Zutui. Tao Guan was very important in the actual combat exchange tomorrow, but he had been defeated by Zutui. Zutui was the best candidate to replace Tao Guan. Why wouldn't I dare? Zutui replied. You have to consider this carefully. The actual combat exchange tomorrow is almost 100% real combat. If an extremely dangerous situation occurs, you might be severely injured, crippled, or even die, Kuishi said as he stared at Zutui. Senior Kui, actually, there's something you don't know. The reason why I came to challenge your second-year seniors today is to obtain battle results that can be recognized by the school so that I can participate in the actual combat exchange with the India sector's visiting group tomorrow, Zutui said. Kuishi frowned slightly. You came to the arena to challenge us because you wanted to participate in the actual combat exchange tomorrow? That's right. I don't quite understand. You're a freshman. My teacher is An Zhaok Soksui. I will be participating in the battle as An Zhaokshu's student tomorrow, Zutui said. Professor An, the masked goddess who hasn't responded to Harrogate's continuous public challenges. She's your teacher? Kuishi was stunned. I'm her special student. She's injured, so it's not convenient for her to fight. That's why I want to participate in the battle as An Zhaokshu's student, Zutui said. Professor An is injured? No wonder. Kuishi nodded slowly. In that case, it's settled. Although you might have already applied to the school as the captain tomorrow, I still need to suggest it to the school. With that, Kuishi turned around and left. Before he jumped off the stage, he suddenly turned around and said, Zutui, if you can win the actual battle against the India sector tomorrow, I'll admire you. I'll wait for you to fight on the Longhu list. However, if you lose to Asan tomorrow, you'll embarrass the school and Wuxia. Then, you'll be in the wrong today. I'll definitely find trouble with you. After saying this, Kuishi jumped off the stage. The crowd automatically opened up a path for him. Kuishi walked away. Kuishi likes to talk about collective honor, national pride, and righteousness the most. To be honest, I didn't like him much, but I still had to submit to him. That's why he is a tiger in his second year. He has an extremely high prestige among the second-year students, Chai Zhao told Zutui. Zutui grinned when he heard that. Brother Chai, thank you for earlier. Thank my ass. Do you want me to thank you for not killing me? Kid, you've hidden yourself well. You didn't even display your flying sword when you fought us previously. It was 20 meters. Basically, once we start fighting, your flying sword will be able to kill me. Chai Zhao widened his eyes. Zutui chuckled dryly. It's mainly because the lethality of this technique is too great. Sometimes I can't control it. I usually don't dare to use it. Chai Zhao nodded thoughtfully. Indeed. However, this flying sword is powerful enough. By the way, brother, can you teach me this flying sword technique? I want to learn it. If you want to learn, you have to train your mind power first. You have to train your mind power with the vacuum silver tantalum bottle to 100 grams first, Zutui said. Chai Zhao, who had some understanding of the difficulty of the mystic-type mind power cultivation, gave Zutui a sidelong glance. Forget I said that. In another month, you'll have to fight a few battles with your flying sword, Kai Hongying suddenly said. She looked at the flying sword circling above Zutui's head with an excited expression. Sure, sister-in-law, you already said that, so I have to satisfy you. That's great. Perhaps it was because she was too excited, but Kai Hongying did not object to being called sister-in-law. Chai Zhao was overjoyed when he heard that. He immediately gave Zutui a look that said, I didn't help you for nothing. Zutui silently pondered for a moment. Was this the second or third of the Good Deeds series? Brother Zhu, you're too powerful. As soon as Jun Ziking spoke, his admiration for Zutui surged like a river. He only got to the point after a while. Brother Zhu, will the challenge continue today? I'm almost done with my current state. Tao Guan is already ranked 7th on the Longhu list. I don't think there will be anyone else today. Take it as you see fit, Zutui said. All right. A few seconds later, Jun Ziqiang's voice rang out in the arena. Students, seniors, Zutui's challenge will temporarily end here due to the depletion of his mind power. If anyone above the 7th place on the Longhu list wants to challenge him, we can arrange a time to fight alone. After Jun Ziking said that, the students gathered on the stage gradually dispersed. However, they were still unsatisfied. Many female students were especially curious about Zutui's flying sword. When Zutui got off the stage and went to the infirmary, many female students made an extremely unreasonable request in front of Zutui. They wanted to touch Zutui's flying sword. If they wanted to touch anything else, he would be more than willing. But touching a flying sword was naturally definitely feasible. However, the display only lasted for a few seconds before Zutun entered the medical room. It was mainly because Zutui was not too interested in his female classmates touching his flying sword. After entering the medical room, Zutui immediately sent a message to Wei Dejiang. Principal Wei, I've already defeated Wang Kia, who is ranked 29th on the Longhu list. Miao Huanshan, who is ranked 16th, and Tao Guan, who is ranked 7th. Do you think that's enough? In the office of the principal of the Wuxia Genetic Evolution College, Wen Xinglan smiled when he saw Wei Dejiang directly display Zutui's information. Don't we already have an answer to this matter? Let him attend. However, we have to take care of the emotions of the second-year students. He can't appear in the starting lineup. Let's go with the reserve team first and then adjust it according to the actual combat situation, Wen Xinglan said. Wei Dejiang smiled and nodded, but Wen Xinglan's words were inconclusive. However, you still need to remind Zutui, the principal, Wen Xinglan suddenly said. Principal, what do you mean? Wei Dejiang was a little surprised. Mercy was too much. If he had been a little more decisive in his battle with Tao Guan, the battle would have ended quickly. In the end, he suffered a loss. In such a state, he will suffer greatly if he is not careful in tomorrow's battle, Wen Xinglan said. Wei Dejiang nodded slowly. I'll remind him again. However, principal, since we're on this topic, Zutui's benevolence toward Tao Guan just now had been influenced by the big picture that Kuishi had mentioned before the battle. He still had a certain sense of the big picture and the honor of Wuxia. Isn't that what we want to see? In the battle just now, if Zutui, a freshman, had really crippled Tao Guan, he would have been extremely ruthless and ferocious. Then do we have to reflect on whether there's something wrong with our education? The principal, Wen Xinglan, was stunned and suddenly laughed out loud. Old Wei, you haven't changed at all. You're still sticking to your ideals. You were right about the reflection. As a freshman, Zutui was normal and correct. However, as the school and their principal, I need them to grow and transform quickly. In this day and age, it's too easy to suffer losses if you're not ruthless. Wei Dejiang nodded silently.